Hello Scorpio, welcome to Divine Goddess Tarot. My name is Jessica and this is your weekly Zodiac reading. Also, happy Halloween and happy Samhain. It is a beautiful few days of the veil being very thin and all of this great Halloween energy. So let's see what's going on for you, Scorpios. And of course, there's all of this energy of the eclipse that happened on the 25th. In Scorpio, so us water signs are definitely feeling all of that. But like I've said in the other readings, I really feel that we are moving away from that death energy. It's more of the on the other side of that, so it's going to start feeling a lot lighter for everyone, I feel, with all of the Cosmo alignment and all the eclipse season, as well as the coming to an end. However, we are coming also to another retrograde in Mercury, but there's just all this change, and I do feel it's going to feel a lot lighter from here on out after this eclipse and for the next 6 months. So keep track of what's going on with you now, and perhaps journal that, and then in 6 months see where you're at and what has come to fruition. So your overall energy for the week is achievement. Keep focused on your dreams. So again, that's that lighter energy coming through. I feel like so many have just gone through that already, those tower moments and the kind of the hard stuff. So now it's choosing a new path. It's choosing to do it different. It's choosing a new way. So let's see what messages are coming through for your future or higher self. I don't know why, but it just told me to shuffle more, even though those are all out. So, okay. Let's keep going and see what messages right there. So, Frigga, readiness and bounty and plenty. So, yeah, I really feel that you Scorpios right now, you know, a lot of you are coming through that. Some of you may be still in the sticky parts of all of that change. However, it's that forward momentum to move into what you are trying to manifest, create, that readiness for something more. Right there. So this is for your spiritual support group of your guides, your goddesses, gods, as well as your demons and devils, anything that supports you in your push, in your resistance for your expansion. So this is loss, lack, fear, and victimization. So I feel that they are, perhaps if some of you are still healing this part of whatever losses that happened during all of this change, that I feel that you are receiving the message of how to get past this shadowy aspect of loss. So and that's definitely, you know, something we all go through, is when we lose something, it's that attachment to it, rather than seeing the flow and the ability to let something go that's no longer in alignment with our path. So courage and gracefully aging. So some of you are in this moment of courage, and for whatever tips and tricks, for some of you it's gracefully aging, and it could be, you know, loss, lack. That exactly could be as we go through that aging process, we want to hold on to our youth, and so that can hold us back with our alignment with our own cyclical nature. So let's see, with this achievement, to keep focused on your dream, what messages with all of these, what tarot has for Scorpio right there. Yes, 9 of Swords, 6 of Cups, bottom of the deck, the World. Okay. Keep going. Almost went forward more, picking more, but it stopped me. So 5 of Wands, 4 of Swords, and the Page of Wands on the bottom. All right. There, we've got the Page of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, bottom of the deck, Ace of Cups. All right. Oh, too many. Boy, these are so slick. I love foils, but oh my goodness. All right. right there. Six of Wands. Knight of Wands. Bottom of the deck is the Five of Pentacles. So you definitely are moving past an energy. Some of you are stuck pretty much in that loss or lack. In fact, with the Five of Pentacles, it's kind of going, okay, this is what's going on the undercurrent. You see that you're moving past something. There is this week's energy is getting a lot lighter after this eclipse. So I really feel that you're moving into that. And I really see too is that there's so much coming in for you. But we're still in that kind of that transition part, and some of us more than others, and some of us are still feeling with whatever losses that were happening, or perhaps even for some of you, it's just your aging process. It's just life. It's just the cyclical nature of change, and that is exactly, Scorpio energy is transformation. We are constantly dying and being reborn. And everyone is. And that's the gift that Scorpios have, is that embodiment of that lesson, of that push, of resistance, of it's an encouragement of change. And Scorpios are known for their constant evolution, and almost that they embrace it as they move through life. And so if Scorpio is your sun sign, then that is, when it's in that position, Scorpio is your asking to embody that energy. Now, for those that it could be your rising or your moon, that's a different energy. Your rising sign is the thing that our kind of ego, or what we think our persona is, and how we move into the world and how the world sees us. And then, of course, the moon energy is all of our feelings, our emotions. Basically, this is really the embodiment of going with change, but also not being stuck in the mindset of victimization. And so with the Nine of Swords here, you really have this energy that some of you are up all night, some of you are losing sleep. And this is really, with this achievement, it's asking you that keep focused on your dreams. Keep focused on what you want, because they are coming to fruition. And all of this change has happened specifically because something else is being moved into your world. And so when I see this Six of Cups right underneath this, I really feel the energy is asking you this week to really go into the wins, that achievement energy, that joyful energy of, it's kind of, I love kids because they're always excited about the new day. They're always excited at a certain age about what's next. That's why they hate being left out. They hate having to take a nap. They hate having to do all those things because they're missing out. And so as we think we get older and we go through a lot of stuff, and painful stuff and messy stuff, we stop losing that joy of what's next. And so I really feel that when we can get in the moment and see what's next, that's your achievement. There's a lotus right here. I love the lotus because it is blooming in mud. It is blooming where nothing should bloom. It is the absolute embodiment of that Scorpio energy of change, death, and rebirth. And here you are. You are in this moment, and you have an opportunity to really pick joy, achievement of where you've come and how far you've come. And you've got and when we do that, when we pick joy, we pick being in the moment, we pick going back in our own way, even though we died and reborn, we've got this energy of, we do really embody the world. We surpass, we open again. And that's been a lot of the message through a lot of the readings has been, instead of closing, instead of building more walls around us, we open again. We open again to the joy, to the anticipation of life and what's next. Well, if that wasn't for me, what's next? And if only we would move into that energy of what we will create, because it's the world. It's what's next. It's that beautiful childlike attitude of, wow, what's next? So your future higher self of Frigga, which is readiness, bounty, and plenty, that's that energy. What's next? I'm ready. I'm ready for this. Open. Five of Wands is right here, which is the beautiful, they're sparring. They're using sticks. They're not using swords. They're not hurting each other, but I promise you there are bumps and bruises and there's knocks and there's some fun stuff. This card came up in the last reading of Cancer, and you know, I've done martial arts. I've done a little bit, and so I've done sparring, and it hurts. It hurts so bad. I'm a baby. I don't like it. So, and it's okay. It's not for everybody, but I learned some fundamentals about it. And it was that you've got to learn how to fight in every situation in life, even if it's not actually physically fighting. Even with the people we love, we've got to learn how to fight, how to stand for what we believe in, because we're going to have a difference of opinions. We're going to have a different knowing, a different education. We're going to have different hurts and wounds. And so perhaps the situation that was at a loss, perhaps that's the key. Perhaps that learning how to fight without damaging the relationship is key. You've got the Four of Swords here. And this is really all about going within. It's about hanging up your sword, going within and finding your messages. And when we do that, you've got the Page of Wands. It's right underneath it. I'm really feeling that this energy is looking at things also with a readiness of a new perspective and a new way of going in that direction. The way he's standing, he's looking out, he's holding his staff, he's ready to do it different. You know, they're all in wands too. And so it is about perhaps learning how to do this differently and being ready for it, being ready for the next way of being, transforming. Scorpios, you have it in spades, that energy to embody a death and rebirth. And if we don't, we stay in this victimization mindset with the Five of Pentacles down here of we're losing, we're not where we're supposed to be. We're left out in the cold. And so I'm going to go with the courage on this one, and then we're going to do, because there's an energy coming in clearly for this as far as gracefully aging. There's another message here with this, because this could also be where the stuckness is. If there was a lack of love or something, this could all be about for you, whether that's your message, about just you're in victimization and fear of aging and growing old. And that is a part of life. That is the beauty of life, is change. And as being a woman, being the embodiment of goddess, she, with being in alignment with the moon and the cycles of life, as being that goddess energy, we are all about change. Every week we are a different woman. It's fascinating that we are 4 different goddesses in a month as being biologically a woman. It is something that she has put in us for us to always remember change. And Scorpios, we've got it in spades. My moon's in Scorpio, so those are my feelings and emotions. And so it is all about change with my sun, Cancer. It is about being all that emotion, but yet knowing how to evolve and move through it and ground into it. And so with you Scorpios, it's the same thing. It is really being able to flow and not be stuck in fear, loss, and victimization. That's not transformation. That's stuckness. And that, even though the lotus is in mud, it's pretty much stuck, but it's time to bloom. It's time to get out of that stuck, loss, lack mentality mindset and move forward. And if it means fighting your way through that with sticks, you do it. Because to stay stagnant and to stay in that fear mindset, it doesn't work. So go within and set off onto a new path. Because this, to me, it's been the universal message is you've got to go down a different road, because if you go back to the same road, the same thing, you're going to get the same result. And we all know that that's the definition of insanity. And we all do it until we don't. So fear, loss, lack, victimization. Your spirit support group is giving you this feedback because it is cautionary. It's not wrong where you're at, but it's like saying, do you want to stay there? Is it when there's so much more? And visit it. Perhaps you get to until you don't, until you're sick of it. And that is the beauty, is that when we really identify, I am really in my victimization right now. I am the victim of my life. It's disempowering. It's low vibration. But when I say, you know what, I've been there, I've been doing that, I just realized that I'm just so much in fear. Yeah, love is the absence of fear, and it can't grow if there's fear involved. So it's time to move out of that. Move to this page of pentacles of a new idea, and something new for you, a move in a different direction. And then you've got the Queen of Pentacles energy that's right underneath it, which she is just absolute nurturing care of what she's focused on. And that's also a message. What you focus on is what you create. She's focused on her pentacle. She's focused on the good. And, that's what really changed my life. Is I was raised in such a way that everything was negative, negative, negative. It was all doom, gloom. I was raised in an occult. So there was no joy. There was nothing but fear-based belief systems that doesn't serve anyone. Their intention was love, but it was the absolute antithesis of love. It was all based on fear. Everything was fear. A vengeful, hateful, jealous God. And that doesn't serve anyone. So you look at things through your life, how you're programmed. And so if you're programmed to look at loss, victimization, and fear, then that's all you're going to see, and that's all you're going to get, because we are powerful creators. And so when you realize that what you focus on becomes matter, thoughts are things. And so it's time for that change to happen, is this beautiful message. And when we do, and we focus on a full cup, we get it overflowing. And I love this because this is truly a choice. The Ace of Cups is a choice. It's the offering of the universe, but it's up to us to choose it. So courage. This takes all courage. And I feel that when we choose courage, you've got the Knight of Wands, and you've got the Six of Wands here, and then you've got the Five of Pentacles. So I want to focus on is this wand energy, because it does take courage. It takes courage to look at the thing. Sometimes it's not even there and say it's there. And it takes faith. It takes having a dream and a vision and looking at the silver lining in everything and seeing how something is a reason, a season, or a lifetime. When you can look at a situation and start analyzing it that way rather than being in this victim, it'll change your life. I know, because I did. And my life became amazing once I shifted into a different programming. The programming of me going, I choose. I am taking my courage and my power back by choosing to see the beauty in it. And then everything started changing, because I also saw the courage and the love within myself, and then I reflected it, and therefore I attracted it. You can too. And so with that said, I feel that when you step into that courageous aspect, you are going to get all of this Knight of Wands energy. This could be love. This could be love coming into you. This is a new way of being. Whatever you're calling into, if you want companionship, partnership, if you want that passion and love. And by stepping into courage, you get noticed for that, because it inspires everyone else to step in their courage too. When I move forward into the world, in my own authenticity, I encourage everyone else to do the same. And that's what we need in our world. We give permission. When I give myself permission, I give you permission. And you give other people permission. So that's where this recognition is coming in, is when you live in courage, that it's the ripple effect. So with this, there's some of you that are gracefully aging, or you aren't. And what I mean by that is, when I went into fear, when I was getting close to 40, it got really scary. As a woman, it was at the beginning of when I was in my mid-30s, was when I launched into my awareness and consciousness and personal development and growth. But it got scary because I felt like my value was running out because I was aging. And that got very fearful. I was going through a lot of broken relationships, and it just felt like time was running out. So I was a victim of this. I was in lack and in fear. And guess what? I caused more issues, more health issues. I felt uglier than I ever felt in my life. It just rippled. But once I started learning how to love myself and love my changes and my evolution and my evolving into another stage, it actually slowed down the aging process. It actually, one of the backing of my beauty regimens, I'm a licensed esthetician. And one of my beliefs of my core is that if you're rubbing cream on your face with loathing of your wrinkles and your skin and your features, you are sending hate as you rub in. I don't care how expensive it is. It's defeating the purpose. But if you are backing it with love and saying, oh, look at those. I earned those. And they're beautiful. And in other cultures, not this North American, Western culture of a woman lose her value as age, we got to change that. Because that is a bunch of bullshit. We are just forces to be reckoned with as we know our minds and our hearts, and we know the women and the goddesses we are. And we need that in our world. We need that honor and love. The aging is a beautiful process. And when we enter into it, we can do it fighting or embracing. It's all a choice. We can do it with victimization or celebration. And when you do one or the other, the universe and your DNA and cells go, okay, because it's all about, is this it? This is what you're calling into. And so I highly encourage whoever this message is for, and I feel like it's for every woman or man out there. When we go through all of these changes, we're not taught to love them. And it's time that we love ourselves. Who else is going to do it? And once we do, then we send out that vibrational signal, I love me. So does everyone else. But it comes authentically through the source of love that's within myself. And then I give you permission to love yourself by me loving myself. And then we love each other together. And it's a beautiful thing. So, Scorpio, thank you so much for joining me. It was a lot. They're really deep right now. Like I said, the veil is very thin. So we are really tapping into some immense energies right now. And then our beautiful Scorpio eclipse. So embrace all these energies, move with it. But your focus, that Queen of Pentacles, what you focus on is what you get. Thank you so much for joining me. I look forward to seeing you next week. See you then.